Have you ever looked at your coloring pages and thought, what am I going to do about them? Flipping through your coloring books page by page, staring at them and not knowing what colors to choose or what to do with those pages? Well, being in a coloring slump is certainly not easy, but in this video I will give you 10 ideas as to how you can approach your coloring pages. 10 fun, creative, challenging ideas that you can use in your coloring books right away. My name is Katja, I'm CatColouring. Sit back, relax, get yourself a nice cup of coffee or a mug of tea, and let me show you how you can approach your coloring pages with fresh eyes and new ideas. The first idea is to take a coloring page, divide it into two, and color one part of the page beautiful and the other part ugly, like I have done in Small Victories with this page. You can see I divided it into two parts, and the upper part I had to color beautiful, so I used light bright colors and did a pastel background, also with bright colors, yellow, blue and green. And the other one, because that was the only thing I could think of about doing a coloring page ugly, was to make the background black with black pastels, and then using gray and black colors, and then to add a little something, add a little bit of silver, and also, if you can see it, a little bit of red glitter to this moth. Coloring ugly, that is certainly a challenge. I use the colors that I really don't like, but a lot of people thought that this one was really beautiful and not ugly. But use the colors that you have. Try to divide the page into two parts and make one of them really nice and bright and the other one perhaps dark and gloomy with dark colors. It could be gray or brown or just using black. Number 2. Here you can color monochromatic. So the monochromatic coloring challenge. You can see this page is colored with only the use of blue colors. Of course, I have also used the white of the paper to add a little something to the page, but the background is entirely in blue pastel colors, and then I use the different sorts of blue colors I had in my coloring set. This was done with the Prismacolors to do this castle, and you can see you have both light and dark colors. So if you want to color monochromatic, then choose a color. It could be purple, green, brown, blue, red, orange, yellow or pink, and then color the entire page using only these colors. If you want to make it really hard on yourself, then use only one color, like a light blue or a dark blue, and use that. But if you want to, make it a little bit more interesting, then use all of the colors, the light and the dark colors, within that one color, like I have done here with the blue page. Number 3, the flag challenge. Sometimes, especially when you color Johanna Basford, then you have these pages with a different sort of number of motifs. For example, here we have 6 islands, here we have 3 ships. This page is the flag coloring challenge. You simply choose a flag from all of the flags around the world, and then use the colors from this flag to color the motif. This is the flag of Dominica, and it is, well, green, yellow, black, white, and in the middle there is, I think it was a parrot, which is blue, yellow, green, within a red circle and surrounded by, I think it was black dots or stars. I actually think it was some sort of stars. So I use the same colors to color this ship. This is the flag of Azerbaijan, and it is white, red, blue and green, and I use those colors to, well, color this ship. And here we have the flag of Belize, and I used the colors, it was red and blue, and in this circle there was a, it was really difficult to draw because it was really small, but it was a sort of a white circle with some plants here also, and then it was a man standing, I think it was with a club or some sort of a I can't remember what it was, but anyway, the colors within here were yellow and brown and sort of skin tone. So I used the red and the blue and the green, obviously, for it, the boat, but also the two brown colors that were on this man, and also the skin tones and the yellow to color the rest of the boat. So this is a fun way of choosing a random flag from around the world. There are so many flags, and some of them have only a few colors if you want to do a limited color palette, and some of them have a lot of colors if you want to use more colors. Then choose a flag and use the colors to color some of your drawings with. This can certainly get you out of a coloring slump because you don't really have to think about it. Just choose a flag, and you can find them on Google if you just search for the flags of the world and use the colors from such a flag. Number 4, hiding an object within plain sight. So this is a wreath. You can find them in many coloring books, and then try to hide an object within this wreath. I have hidden my object right up here, and a lot of people have guessed that it is a ring, but it is actually a mug or a cup. You can see here the handle, and then the cup is hidden right here within these leaves. And this is because this is a Johanna Basford book, and she always says something about getting a mug of tea in her videos when she has done, her coloring videos. She hasn't done many of these lately in the later years, but earlier on she always used the phrase, have a cuppa or a mug of tea, and then you could begin coloring with her. She especially did it during the COVID, where we all sat at home and had nothing to do but, color. So also then you can use the colors from the wreath to really hide this object within the wreath. So this is a very fun challenge, and you can use not just a wreath, but a coloring page where you can hide an object behind a leaf or a building or whatever you can find on the page. So this is a really fun challenge. Number 5, the Scandinavian folklore coloring challenge. These pages are very common in Johanna Basford books, where you have a certain amount of, here we have 6 different sorts of motifs here on the page. And sometimes it's really about choosing the colors that is a difficulty for most people, and that's why they stop coloring. So the Scandinavian folklore design is a limited color palette with mainly focus on blue colors, a dark and a light, orange colors, again a dark and a light, red color, a black or a dark gray color, and sometimes also a turquoise color. And here you can see the different sorts of designs using these colors. So if you have a black, a gray, a dark and a light blue, and light and a dark orange and a red, and perhaps a dark green and a turquoise, with these 9 colors, or perhaps just a smaller amount of them, you can see here I have only used the blue and the turquoise and orange and green colors. Then with 5 or 6 colors, you can color these motifs, and then you can alternate between the colors. So here I have used orange in these 3, but here you can see I have used more red and the turquoise green colors, and blue here and also here, but not here. So this way you can alternate between your colors, and they are already chosen. You just have to choose between the colors that you find in Scandinavian folklore, and you can find a lot of designs if you just Google them online. In Magical Worlds by Johanna Basford, you can find a lot of pages suited for different sorts of coloring challenge ideas. For example, the page with the ship carried off by a lot of balloons. This is perfect for an emoji challenge because all of these balloons can be turned into emojis. So you just color the ship normally, and then you look at emojis. You can find them on your phone, or again you can Google. And then I have even tried to make them like the colors of the rainbow. Of course, you can just turn every balloon into an emoji. There are actually quite a few emojis here, and some of them are almost the same because it's a bit difficult to find so many emojis and make them all different. But you can see we do have some red emojis. So I tried to use the colors of the rainbow here and put them in a rainbow order. So we have the red ones here, the orange down here, all of the yellows here, and then I decided to alternate between dark and light yellow. We have the green ones here, a couple of light blues, and then the dark blues and the purples over here, which is sort of devilish emojis. So this is a great challenge to turn balloons into emojis on your coloring pages. A lot of fun and also quite challenging, but you have help because you can just look at the emojis on your phone or online. How about a light effects challenge? Here we have what looks like a sort of a frame or a mirror. It could be a picture or a mirror. I think it's some sort of a mirror. And here you can challenge yourself to coloring the frame metallic or brass-like. I chose the latter. And also to use some sort of light effects. So here I have used light effects down in the water because we have an underwater castle, and also a sort of golden shine both from the mirror or the frame here and also from the castle in this drawing. So the light effects challenge is really fun, and it is also, like I said, a challenge because we really have to work with the frame here on this mirror or picture. This page was a really fun and also challenging challenge, because this was turning a coloring page into something that it wasn't. So when you look at these different coloring pages, why not try to have fun and make them your complete own and change them into something else. This used to be a dragon. You can see the body wrapped around this big sort of Easter egg. It actually looks a bit like a Fabergé egg, but never mind that. And then the rest of the tail was over here, and we have the dragon with an elongated snout over here and ears and horns that went this way. So this challenge I used a lot of acrylic paint to alter and remove all of this of the dragon that I didn't want on the page. I turned the body into some decoration on the egg. Instead of removing that, I added a lot of paint and of course a little bit of clouds over here, and down here I added a lot of Easter eggs because the challenge was, of course, to turn this dragon into an Easter bunny. So of course it's a little bit of a funny looking Easter bunny, but I actually think I succeeded here. So try to turn a page into something completely different. It's fun, and it really can get you out of a coloring slump because you get to be creative yourself and not just, be dependent on the things that the illustrator has drawn in the books. Here we have another challenge. This is challenge number 9, the family challenge. When you have a page like this filled with snails or frogs or whatever, then turn them all into one big family. This means making a few alterations and try to make these look like a family, to make some look older and some younger. So here we have the family snail or snail. We have the mom here because I have added hair, and she has flowers in her hair. This one got white hair. This is Granny. Over here we have the big sister, a bit more reddish hair than her mother. We have the little bro or the little brother over here. He has also gotten some hair, and then he has the leaves in his on his head. Here we have a snail seen from the side, and it was really easy to make this snail look like an uncle, with a little bit of hair but bald on top of the head and a mustache. Next to him is the dad. He has also a mustache but more hair on his head. Down here we have this baby bro, the little baby and then you can draw a pacifier, which I have done, and some very blonde baby hair. This one was turned into grandpa because I added a white grayish beard and hair. And over here we have the aunt with curly hair, looking a little bit more old than the mom. So turn pages like this with frogs or snails or whatever you have into a family with relations, old and young and, well, in between. And then you have a very fun coloring challenge ahead of you. And again, it can get you out of that coloring slump. Number 10 is the Awareness Ribbon Challenge. Choose an awareness ribbon. There are so many good causes out there, a lot of different sort of cancers, breast cancer, ovarian cancer, and so on. I chose this one. This is thyroid cancer because I myself have hypothyroidism, and it's all about thyroid disease and thyroid cancer. The colors here is also very nice because it will help you choose colors for your page. If it's breast cancer, it's pink. If it's this thyroid disease, is pink and purple and teal. And you can see the entire page is colored in these colors. We have all of the teal colors with all of these leaves. The pink colors were used for the flowers and the curtains, the mushrooms and these bottles. And then, of course, all of these pumpkins, including the chimney and around the windows and the door, was colored with the different sorts of purple colors, both light and dark purple colors. So an awareness ribbon challenge is a great way of doing a coloring page, and then at the same time, then you have the colors for a coloring page and you don't really have to think a lot about it because it's already been chosen for you. But of course, this is not the last page. I do have a bonus page for you. The page where you turn a duck into a swan, or in this case, an ugly duckling, an interpretation of this page into a beautiful swan. So here, if you remember this page and you have this book, you know there was a huge castle here. So I removed it and placed a moon down here because I wanted it to be a sort of a night scene. And then I altered the head of the duck to make it slimmer and the neck longer to make it into a swan. And then I, of course, drew over here with a pencil and color it to look like a swan. So all of this is, of course, the beautiful swan. And here we have the rest of the ugly duckling, or the duck, where you can see it has some sort of grayish colors. So this is a great way, again, to get out of that coloring slump and doing something really creative with your coloring pages. Well, I hope that these 10 coloring challenge ideas gave you some inspiration for how you can tackle coloring pages. Of course, these were all done in Small Victories and Magical Worlds by Johanna Basford, because all of these challenges I have done as buddy colors with my American friends Deanne and Kathleen during these last 1.5 years that we have been buddy coloring together. So a buddy color is also a great idea. Get a coloring buddy, and then you can help each other with ideas for pages in books that perhaps are difficult to begin coloring in, or that you have perhaps stopped coloring in. Then I can really recommend buddy coloring. But you can also use these ideas for other coloring books, both by Johanna Basford, but also by a lot of other people. I mean, this hide an object or an awareness ribbon, where you have these colors from the ribbon and you use it on the page. You can use them in any coloring books, either by Maria Trolle or Clara Markova or Hannah Carlson or Kirby Rosannes or R.J. Hampson or whatever books you are coloring in. You can take these ideas and you can use them in any coloring book that you have. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that this video can help you out of your coloring slump and back into coloring, because there are just so many wonderful benefits of coloring. I also hope that you will like this video. Give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel. Also, if you liked it really much, I hope that you will consider hyping the video so that more people can get to see the video and get out of their coloring slump. Until I see you in the next video, have a lovely day. Take care of yourself. Happy coloring. Bye.